What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. We are playing some Dragonheir Silent Gods. This is a sponsored video, so huge shout out to them for sponsoring the video. You can join D&D Legends in Dragonheir World today. Download using the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. There's also some promo codes for you guys to use as well, so be sure to get those in while they're still active. The game is available on Windows as well as Mac. You can play it on Epic and Steam players as well as iOS and Android mobile platforms. They've got an awesome new D&D collab. We've gotten an opportunity to get Elminster Omar, who is a legendary wizard. Great champion. I am very pleased with the champion. I think that there are some champions in the game that does, exactly what his kit does. But if you don't have those champions, he is an amazing option for you. It's crazy because I almost had no one on my account that did exactly what Elminster does with his kit until now. After I pull Elminster, now I have a champion in his elemental affinity that provides a similar thing. But I am still very pleased with Elminster because now I can do Grave of Venom 9 without an issue, right? Any of these, graves, honestly, you can bring Elminster in as a support and he can, provide a ton for you. He's providing shields. He's providing attack penalty as well as accuracy penalty. And the shield is just beautiful. So we're going to look at Grave of Venom 9. This is the team that I'm running. Not that it matters much because the season is about to be over for me. But let's go ahead and run it one time. We got Vikuk in here. We have Elminster over here in the corner hiding. We've got a Sigrid. We've got Hexandra. And we've got Horus as a tank. So I will run it for you. Just talk through a bit about it. We'll look at the champs after. Talk about the gear that they have on in the artifacts, as well as some replacement options that you can use to go in and complete Grave of Venom 9. As you can see, the majority of this comp are accessible champs. We have Horus, who is free. Hexandra is free. Sigrid you can get if you do the Walker Trials. Once you get to level 10, you get a free rare chest. You're going to get a couple of those per season where you'll get an opportunity to select a rare champion, for free that you want. Obviously, Sigrid, if you don't have her, should be a front runner choice for sure, because she's just so versatile. But this team is great. It is safe as well. We have 2 healers. We have a tank with enough resist so he does not get defense penalty on him. And we have 1 damage dealer who is just coming in, bringing in, consistent damage for us. So we have everything that we need. We have attack penalty as well. We have good survivability. Nobody is in trouble of dying at all. I don't even need a preset, for this. We don't need to time any skills or anything like that. If you are intending to use Sigrid as your decrease attack or attack penalty champion, then you're going to need to build her a bit different than I have her built. She will need some accuracy, but you can honestly bring in, so many champs to do attack penalty. Even if, you don't have Vikuk as your healer and you bringing in another healer, everybody has Hexandra, but Vikuk also places attack penalty, which is helpful. So I don't need Sigrid placing attack penalty, but you can bring her in to place attack penalty for you. My Horus got a little bit low on HP there, but it's nothing to worry about. He's going to get some more heals. Now we're back up to around 90% or so. He'll be fine either way, but this is a very accessible comp. I think it just depends more on the synergy of the champs, how much you've upgraded your psyche core as well. So the elemental affinity bonuses that you are getting, because I'm getting quite a bit here because I've just about maxed everything for poison and fire, which season 1 we have poison and fire together. But let's talk about the champs and the gear that I have on them right now. So we have Horus as our tank, and the tank is pretty important here for Venom because your tank is going to need a good bit of resist. As you can see, we are over 250 resist on him. You may or may not need more or less, but we are around 250 resist, or 120, almost 130, 120 KHP. Not much defense, and I'm running this platinum knight shield on him, which is going to reduce his AoE damage. The boss does an AoE hit in between his ultimate ability, so we want to make sure we're taking as little damage as possible. There's probably something better that we can use, but I'm using that artifact on him. We have Vikuk, who is in there providing us with heals, as well as he can land attack penalty and accuracy penalty, as I said before. He also has a cleanse, so if we just so happen to get defense penalty on our tank, he could potentially cleanse it for us as well. Hexandra, same with her, healing and cleanse. And she just has a bit of skill haste, a little bit of attack and enlightenment, not nearly as much as she actually needs to have this heal on her battle skill be significant. So the stats that I have on her aren't really great at all. She mostly has survivability. She has a life spindle on, so gives us a chance to get a second heal from her battle skill, which could come in handy for us, but this build is nothing spectacular. Decent accuracy on Vikuk, decent skill haste, so he's cycling through his heals. Decent HP, nothing crazy. Sigrid, no accuracy. She's not in here to CC. She's only doing damage for us. She has a little bit of attack, a little bit of crit rate, a little bit of crit damage. She has actually no skill haste, so this build could be improved upon astronomically. This is a god-awful build. And she has the eyeball of the giant, which is increasing the amount of damage her ultimate ability is doing, which we want because she is our primary damage dealer. And of course, Mr. Elminster, who's coming in providing support. I could not complete this before Elminster. I think I did it one time with food. I had to, go in and add some HP accuracy to my champs with food that we have cooked, and I've been able to beat it that way, but not reliably. Putting in Elminster instant, I could put this on auto, don't need any type of preset for it, no skill timings, and it just works. And that is what I like, as a player coming in, at the end of the season, not taking things too seriously now, just waiting on the next season. I'm a day away from the next season. I want to just go in and have fun sometimes. It feels good to just be able to throw a champion in and then things just work for you. But we have, accuracy on him so he can land his debuffs, because he does have debuffs on his ultimate. We have a little bit of HP on him, not much. Some skill haste, not in a good bit of enlightenment, because he needs enlightenment to increase that shield. The rest is based on the target's max HP. So champions like Sigrid that have pretty low max HP compared to the other champs like the tank that has crazy max HP right now. We need this enlightenment to help boost that shield. So good bit of enlightenment, almost 300 enlightenment on him, and accuracy and skill haste, a little bit of survivability. It is it's a very easy build. And he has the Crown of the Unclean on, which is boosting his accuracy. It's also giving us a chance to place defense penalty. It helps out. I've been running it on him pretty much everywhere. But this is the comp. These are the stats on the champs. Now let's talk about some replacements for these options. As far as your tank goes, you can pretty much use any tank. I would say whatever elemental affinity you have invested in the most, you could go ahead and pick any tank that you have, whatever your best tank is, and use them in whatever elemental affinity. You could pick any tank. The tank doesn't matter as much as long as they have something in their kit that gives them some amount of survivability. For example, Horus with his ultimate skill is going to gain damage recovery, damage reduction, and hit recovery. That helps him to take less damage, helps him survive a bit more. He can place attack penalty, but we don't have any accuracy on him. and he also has an opportunity to, give himself a shield when he's taking some damage. So it's not a huge shield either. It's only 10% of his max HP, so you won't get like a ridiculous shield, but you'll get something. And as long as you have resist on that tank, you could pretty much pick anyone and they'll come in here and be able to do the job that Horus is doing. Now Horus is free, everybody has Horus, so why not just use Horus unless you're using some other elemental affinity. Now as far as the other champs goes, you may or may not have as many champs as I have, but 2 healers should be accessible for anyone. Everyone gets Hexandra. There are other rare healers you could use. Meredith is okay. Kaleido does some heals as well, and I believe has like recovery over time and hit recovery, so you get some heals there, but I would prefer the raw heals. Megan, also a decent healer, gives you defense up and recovery over time. So Vicuke, obviously, we've got Nathaniel, solid option. Other champs that can provide you some heals as well, but 2 healers, is more than enough. Like, I probably don't even need 2 healers in the comp that I'm running, but it is safe with 2 healers, so I'm just using 2 healers right now. I could probably bring in another DPS and get it done a tad faster, but let's go ahead and just see what else we need. So attack penalty is a must, and I feel like there are overwhelming amount of champions in this game that do attack penalty. It should not be an issue for anyone to get attack penalty up. You can use rares for it, you can use epics, you can use Legos, whatever you have on your account, but as long as it's AoE, try to get attack penalty on the boss as well as the flame element poison orbs that are on the side. Get attack penalty up, keep it up as much as possible. I don't have every attack penalty champion in the game on my account, but as you can see, I have a lot more options than we had when we filtered by healing. So a lot of champs place attack penalty. You have options there as long as you bring in at least 1 champ to place attack penalty. If you have a champ that can place attack penalty and complete one of the other jobs that we need, whether it be healing, whether it be shielding, that would be great. That is the last thing that we need, is shielding, right? So you need someone to come in and provide a shield for you. Before Elminster, I had only built up like 2 champs that do AoE shields. So we have Gladros and we have Nathaniel, but I wasn't using their elemental affinity, as much across the game. So I was primarily using fire and poison. I recently just built Gladros for Copper Dragon towards the end of the season. Nathaniel I actually used for quite a bit because he was one of the first epics that I got. And he is actually like god tier. Surprised I have not scrolled him up at all, but I use him quite a bit because he is a great shield champion. But bringing in a shield champion here just helps you so much. So there are tons of options. I just pulled this Adolphus right after I pulled Elminster. Kind of wish I had him this entire time. Would have made this season a lot easier, but I probably will be leveling him in the 2nd season. But Elminster works. Elminster provides attack penalty and shields for us. So Adolphus, great shield option. And then obviously you have champs that shield themselves, but you want someone to provide AoE shields for you, and there's definitely options, right? But we're using Elminster for that, and that is pretty much all you need, right? That's all you're gonna need to be able to do stage 9. It's actually not that difficult. The formation does matter a bit. So as you can see, I have Sigrid here in this block because I want her targeting the boss at all times. We have Hexandra here who is helping so that the flame of element poison on this side is not targeting our Horus. Same for Vicuke on this side. You want these flame of elements to not be targeting your tank, so you got to take some heat off your tank. These guys on the side also place defense penalty, which you don't want on your tank, so you could use a good bit of resist on this side as well. to make sure that they don't get it, but these guys cleanse, so it's not gonna happen. You're gonna be fine. Elminster over here in the corner, he's targeting this flame of element. So this is the formation that we're using. You will have different results if you do something like this. It's not going to be the same run, so I encourage you to just use this formation. This formation is solid and it works, but that is everything you need: attack penalty, heals, solid tank with resist, and someone to provide damage for you, and you can complete the Grave of Venom. And shout out to Elminster for coming in and putting the team on his back, because I was not able to do this before, like I said. So pretty pleased with the champion. I think that it is an amazing champion, but let me know what you guys are using for Grave of Venom 9 down below. Are you using Elminster at all? Do you have another champ that does exactly what he does already? And if you do, you're probably not using him. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, be sure to join D&D Legends in Dragonheir World today and download using the link in my description. Until next time, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Be good and be well.